Hi everyone, I'm Eleanor. Welcome to the channel of How to Help the Homeless. Today, I'd like to talk about homeless people and their dogs. So a lot of people think that homeless people shouldn't have a dog or a pet because they can't afford to take care of dog, because they already have, if they don't have a home and they already struggle with money, why do they have a dog? A lot of people think also that homeless people are cruel to their pets. Well, I'd like to address that right now. It's not true. Not all homeless people are cruel with their dog. The thing is that when someone who sleeps on the street hits his dog, you're going to see him. They'll passerby. But when your neighbor hits his dog, you probably won't see it because he does it indoors. So, don't think because you've seen once a homeless person hitting his dog that everybody does that. Actually, most of the homeless people I've met who have a dog, they're treating their dog better than themselves. They put their dogs first. So, there are two reasons why homeless people have a dog or another pet. Number one is because they used to have a pet before becoming homeless. So, think about it. If you were to lose your home tomorrow, what would you do? Would you give your dog or your cat or any other pet you might have to some member of your family, to some friends? Personally, I'm sure my friends, most of them, they live in small flats, so they couldn't have a pet anyway. And I'm not sure if my family would like to keep my pet or not, really not sure. One thing I'm sure of is that I wouldn't give away my pet to any kind of organization or charity. I couldn't. That would break my heart. Please tell me, what would you do? But personally, I really understand that people become homeless and keep their pets. Actually, I met this woman in California. She was a very good-looking woman, and she had a Chihuahua. And you go, whoa, wait. Homeless person with a Chihuahua? That doesn't make sense. Well, actually it does, because she told me a little bit her story, and she used to be married with quite a wealthy guy, hence the Chihuahua. And after they got divorced, situation got very difficult for her, and she ended up losing her home. But when she lost her home, she kept the dog, so that's how she ended up being homeless with the dog. And actually, when I asked her what I could do to help her, she asked me some food for the dog. I asked her if she also wanted some food for her. She said, no, me, it's not important. The dog is a priority. And most of homeless people I've talked to, they always give the priority to the dog, which is interesting. The second reason why people who don't have a home have a dog is because they adopt them. So I remember meeting this young couple in Lyon, in France, and they had 3 dogs. And the lady told me that, she couldn't help it. Each time she was seeing a stray dog, she was feeling pity for the dog, and she could relate to the dog being abandoned and feeling lonely. So she couldn't help adopting the dog, and they ended up with 3 dogs. Okay, I couldn't help thinking, oh my God, they're already into so much trouble. And on the top of that, taking care of the dogs, it's really not making things easier for them, because you can't go to a shelter with a dog, let alone with 3. You need to pay for the food of the dogs. And if the dog gets unwell, you're going to have to pay for the vets. On the other hand, well, I also understand, because, you need love, you need company, and most of all if you're homeless. So, she was taking care of the dogs and she was getting love back from the dogs, and that was making her happy. So I can really relate to that, actually. One important thing also about pets and homeless people is that there are some amazing organizations who are helping homeless people with their pets. There's one called Pet for the Homeless. I'll put a link in the description of the video. that you can have a look at it. They do some amazing work. They actually give some the medical help that the pets need and that the homeless people can't afford, and they do a lot of other things. Do you know any other organization actually who take care of pets of homeless people? If you do, please share that with me in the comment, because I'd love to know more organizations who are helping pets of homeless people. And if you're interested in this topic of homeless people and their pets, I strongly recommend you the book from James Bowen, A Street Cat Named Bob. Actually, it's also a film if you're too lazy to read the book, but the book is quite easy. And the story is about this young guy who's trying to get clean, actually, and one day he finds a cat in front of his door, and he decides to take care of the cat, who is in pretty bad shape, actually. And this, the responsibility of taking care of this cat is going to help him getting out of the very complicated situation he's in. It's a beautiful story. I'll put the link in the description of the video too, so that you can have a look at it. So I hope you liked this video. I will keep on posting, so please do not forget to subscribe so that you can see the other video, and I hope I can see you in our next video. Bye bye.